Why hello there and welcome back to Inktober 2K19, here with week 5, the final week, and day 27, the prompt for which was coat. So I'm just drawing a normal, everyday, medium humanoid in a coat. Nothing suspicious going on, just, a normal creature in a coat. Maybe it's a hobgoblin, I can't be sure, it's just... And kind of jumping ahead a bit to day 29, for reasons that will be explained later, the prompt for this one was injured. So I drew this skeleton with a sword through his chest and being overly dramatic about it because I kind of assume that's how skeleton humor works. Like, I don't know a lot about skeleton culture, but I assume that a lot of their humor is derived from mocking us fleshlings and, like, our easily woundable bodies. I assume that's how it works. I can't be sure. If there are any skeletons, you can let me know in the comments. Alright, and there we have a regular creature in a coat, and Steve doing his classic sword through the thorax joke. Gets me every time. Alright, let's move on. And here we have day 28, the prompt for which was ride, and I moved back to after day 29 because it's something I wanted to spend more time on, do something larger and more extravagant, more detailed, and I didn't have the time to do that earlier, and so that's how it ended up going. That's how I drew them, so that's how I'm doing the videos. And yeah, so... got a couple of slugs going through a spooky dark ride. There is a Dracula popping up at them, a skeleton, a spooky bat, a ghost, a gravestone. There's clearly a prop head that's going to pop up at them. Yeah, it's just a thing I like doing. I happen to have kind of like a weird specific interest in dark rides. I think they're really neat. Even these really cheap ones at the carnival, they're just... I don't know, kind of cool. They're like an interesting, like, unique art form. There's weird, like, immersive storytelling experience that I happen to like. And, yeah. Also, I like drawing slugs, so I did a whole comic with them. And interestingly enough, this is not the first time that I've drawn slugs in a spooky dark ride, but that one was more like Haunted Mansion inspired, and this one's more of like a carnival pretzel dark ride type thing. Alright, and here is the slugs and the spooky dark ride. It's very spooky. It's not that dark because honestly I didn't want to waste an entire ink cartridge just shading this whole thing, so just pretend it's really dark. Alright, let's move on. And now we have day 30, the prompt for which was catch. So I drew this here goblin who has caught himself an aboleth. And seems quite likely that it was by accident, because he does not seem pleased, and neither does the aboleth. And like a lot of my classic Dungeons & Dragons monsters that I draw, I base the aboleth design mainly on the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 1st edition illustration, and, just kind of like interpreted that in my own style, because I just really don't like the way they redesigned a lot of the monsters, especially in 3rd edition onward. They just tried to make them all, like, edgy and dark and, like, bleh. And, day 31, final illustration, prompt was ripe. So I decided to draw this nice ripe flesh fruit because I've been doing a lot of, like, D&D stuff, a lot of, like, nerdy stuff, a lot of cute stuff, a few slugs. I haven't really done anything just like straight up gross, and that's one of the things that I draw fairly regularly, so I figured why not draw something gross. And here it is. Goblin doesn't look too pleased, aboleth doesn't look too pleased, and that flesh fruit looks nice and ripe. You can tell because the eyes are fully opened and the teeth are firm. And there we are, Inktober 2K19, week 5. All done. Look at all these pretty pictures, 31 illustrations in 31 days, and honestly, in retrospect, it kind of feels like it was a waste of time, but most of what I do feels like a waste of time, but some people seem to like it, so maybe it's not, who can tell. Anyway, point is, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit all of the lovely buttons and, consider subscribing. I'm not going to have any Inktober videos up until next year, probably. So, but I have other stuff that you might like. Some people like it, and yeah. Well, until next time.